friends, I am Dr. Asha Bakshi from Indore. I welcome you to this clinical question answer series. We all have some queries in our day-to-day practice. I hope this video series will help you solve some of these queries. Hi, my today's question is to Dr. Keshav Malhotra. Dr. Keshav Malhotra is a young but very well experienced embryologist from Agra who has lots of interest in clinical research and academics. My question to you, Keshav, is what is the difference between PGS and PGD and what are the indications?
Pre-implantation genetic diagnosis is becoming one of the very commonly used tests in any IVF practice as of now. Mostly because our patients are now coming up with recurrent abortions, recurrent implantation failures, and even advanced maternal age is one of the common indications that we get to see in IVF clinics. So it's very important for us to understand what we mean by pre-implantation genetic testing. So the first thing that we need to know is that the nomenclature of pre-implantation genetic testing has changed. So instead of PGS and PGD, it is now known as PGT-A, PGT-M and PGT-SR. PGT-A stands for pre-implantation genetic testing for aneuploidies. PGT-M stands for single gene or monogenic disorders. PGT-SR stands for disorders with structural rearrangements. So what are the common indications for all of these? Now, generally speaking, PGT-A is a screening test which basically takes over what PGS was earlier. And common indications for doing PGT-A are advanced maternal age as well as repeated implantation failures. Now we need to understand that we don't have enough data to support it, but it again becomes the clinician's prerogative as well as the patient's request whether they want to opt for PGT-A or not. So what's important here is to tell the patient that enough clinical evidence to support the use of PGT-A still does not exist in practice. PGT-M on the other hand is for known disorders. So if you have a child who's been born with a previously affected known disorder, or if you have carriers of single gene disorders in both the parents, in those cases PGT-M can be offered to them. And whenever we're doing PGT-M, it's always important that we pair it up with PGT-A as well, so that if there is any error in the development of the embryos or any genetic error along with that single monogenic disorder, that can also be caught. In cases of balanced translocations, and balanced translocations is something which is repeatedly seen in recurrent abortions. So in those cases, it's always advisable that the patient undergoes a karyotype, and if we can catch that balanced translocation, that can be analyzed using PGT-SR as well. So this is a little bit about pre-implantation genetic testing, and I hope it helps you in your clinical practice.